Welcome back, guys, on the Camino Portuguese, the coastal route with the help of Google Earth. We're on our way to Santiago and we're following the Litoral route. As you can see here, you have three different options. You have the blue one, which is the central route, the most popular one. You have the red one, which is the coastal one. And then you have the white one, which is the Litoral. Pretty much you're bordering the coast the whole time. Then you have the yellow ones that are the ones that you use to jump across. It is day 3. Today is going to be a 25-kilometer day from Póvoa to Marinhas. It's an overcast day and it felt like it was going to rain, but it didn't. Thank God for that. Not too windy, and it's going to be a mixture of walking on the beach as days pass, walking on the road, walking through villages, fishing villages, and it's going to be a good day ahead. I woke up at 7 in the morning in the Albergue in Póvoa, facing the street. It was the night was all right. I mean, the temperature did drop very low. I was so glad that I was on my own on that Albergue. It was a room for 4. There were 4 blankets and I had a liner. I didn't bring a sleeping bag, but with 2 covers and the liner, I was nice and toasty. The only problem was that the Albergue is right next to like a very busy street, so it's a little bit noisy and there's some light coming into the room if you're facing the street. But as I say, I was all right there. I was very tired, so I had a good night's sleep. The problem was on the way out, they give you a key that you're supposed to leave behind. If you're the first pilgrim out and you forget to unlock the door as I did, then I put away the key and I was locked in on the Albergue. No breakfast was served here, so I had to wait until another pilgrim decided to wake up and leave, so I wasted about half an hour, I would say. I was out by 7:49, as you can see here, thanks to the clocks on the pharmacies. The temperature was 9 degrees Celsius, that's about 50 Fahrenheit. Walked to the beach side. I had breakfast right away, cappuccino, Napolitano. I wish I could have eggs for breakfast, but you know, it's not typical neither in Spain or Portugal or the Francigena for that matter. Maybe in the pilgrim accommodations, you know, you don't get to eat that kind of food, but you know, I was used to it by now, just having a croissant, cafe, and then heading out. So a bunch of old timers walking here. It was early in the morning. The city was starting to wake up, you might say. I forgot to set my GPS. That will happen a few times in the trip. And I was using Strava and Relive. That's how you can see at the end the animation of me walking. I wanted to do that because there's always a discrepancy in distances between the guidebooks and the few websites that I will go into. The distances never match, so I wanted to test it out. I wanted to know exactly how many kilometers I was walking each day. But I started tracking around here. Got some cool shots, or when I started vlogging with the Insta360 One X, I still get a lot of questions about it. Is it a drone? Is it a camera? It's a camera, guys. It's a 360 camera that erases the stick. So I would just carry it holding it like this if I wanted a shot from behind, or just here next to me if I wanted it from the front, and just discreetly, you know, so it doesn't look like you're just holding it like that. And it gives you that impression that you have a floating camera or a drone following you the whole time. That will not replace the drone in my eyes. I got a bunch of shots here from this spot of this soccer field, soccer stadium, the city. Saw the surfers here in the cold water. I don't know how they get in there. Caribbean boy over here, if it's not above 75 or 80 Fahrenheit, I will not get in that water. When I was living in LA for 3 years, I never got in. So that tells you. Started seeing joggers. There was the first Camino sign here. Saw a bunch of joggers running around in this area. I mean, this is all residential. And here was the Ricola moment. It's just a joke. Hope you don't mind. It was 8:38 in the morning by the time I got here. Didn't see anybody walking this time, and I did not see any pilgrims today. In the entire day, not a single pilgrim. But it is early in the season. This is mid-March. As you can see, it was a little bit cool and windy, but no rain, man. I only got a little bit of rain, and that's gonna be on tomorrow's video. Just a little bit. And I got it just because I wanted to film myself walking in the rain. If I would have waited a couple of hours, I wouldn't have gotten any rain at all on the entire trip. And for being on the coast in Portugal and Galicia, that's being very lucky. Left Póvoa, walking on the wooden pathways, the planks, trailing the coast, sleeping towns. You can see people fishing, and just, you know, most of the time it was just old timers, I guess, just, you know, strolling the beach. I don't know what the Camino is doing over here. I just kept walking straight, and I got some shots here with the Insta360 and the Osmo Pocket of me just walking on the pathways, just, you know, for B-roll for the vlog. You can walk on the beach if you like, but that's gonna be a little bit taxing on you physically, so I'd rather walk on the road or on the wooden path. Sometimes I will go in the beach just to get some shots, and then I will come back. Got here, saw a sign, 212 kilometers to Santiago. That's pretty good. It was 9:15. There's a cross here atop some rocks, and also shells, man. There was this wall of shells hanging there. I got some shots of that with the stereo sound. It sounded pretty cool. What do you think? Right, huh? Right on. Then back on the wooden path, just walking by all these little villages. You got an apartment and a hostel here, a pension. You got options, you know. You got places to stop to eat, resupply. This is not the Via Francigena, not even close. So I never had to worry about having to carry food with me. Maybe a snack if I wanted to, but it wasn't like my life depended on it. Saw my first windmill of the trip here. Was it? Yes. Yes, it was. These windmills, they were used to grind grains. Nowadays, they're using them as houses or rental houses for tourism. I also saw cyclists. I would see cyclists going in both ways. And continue on. There's an apartment here and a cruzeiro. There's a cafe. So see, you're covered. Went over this bridge, and I got to the second windmill. This one looked abandoned. Got some drone shots here of the mill, of me walking, and also of the town of Aquadora. I flew to the church, which was a little bit far, I may say. Let's see, let's do a little calculation here. A little bit less than a kilometer, not too bad. I had good reception. The drone has a range of about 2 kilometers in optimal conditions. That means clear line of sight, no obstacles whatsoever. You may go about 2 kilometers away. So I was halfway there. Got some shots of the church, the beach, another kilometer from the windmill, walking behind the dunes, which are great on windy days. There's a football field where you're supposed to make a right turn just simply because there's a golf course right here. I guess they don't want pilgrims ruining their view. So you have to walk through this road. Check this out. These are all greenhouses and agricultural fields on this side. I saw a pathway that was under construction here, so this may change in the near future. Saw people jogging here, and I had to go, man. I did a little number 1 bathroom break before heading to this semi-busy backcountry road. Wasn't too bad. It was like cobblestones. Walking by all these fields, you will see the farmers working, using a lot of pesticides, man. What happened to organic food here in Europe? Let me see, where is it? Right here. Yellow sign on this corner. Let's go in there and see it. Got a shot with a 360 camera. Here it is. Pretty cool. I also got some shots of me walking on the road. You know, when people ask me what do I think about when I'm on the pilgrimage, when I'm by myself walking for days on end, you know what I'm thinking about? Thinking about you guys. I'm thinking about the video. What am I gonna film? What else can I say that I haven't said before on the Via Francigena? Let me tell you, by the time I was day 60, what can I say that I haven't said before? So yeah, I'm constantly thinking about what should I shoot, new shots, new angles, new things to say, tips. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and it helps you prepare for your trip. 11 in the morning when I got to this river, this stream, decided to take a little break, get some shots, some audio, stereo sound. Check it out. You see the coastal route takes you in this direction, but there's a sign here that tells you to make a right turn. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they closed the bridge down that way, but see right here. You see it? Let me show you the shot that I got. See? So I made a right turn, didn't even check my GPS. Today I'm gonna get lost just because of that. A rule that I always follow is when I get to a fork in the road, check the GPS tracks. And usually when I don't, that's when I get lost. So yeah, I kept walking, and here was another sign. Saw a bunch of cyclists going in that direction, but I was following the tracks, and I said, you know what, even though it says to go in that direction, I'm gonna stick to my tracks. Now that I'm here looking at it, maybe it takes you back to the coastal route, or you can jump across again, but it was easier to just go this way. Decided to get some drone shots from this field. I went down just to be a little bit out of sight in case somebody will pass by, because I saw a windmill on this corner over here. This means that I was almost done with the golf course. There's a campground here if you want to stay here. Saw some people here playing golf. Did a loop around the windmill. Got some shots here of these greenhouses and of me walking. This was a dirt path. You can see in this corner right here when I made a left turn, it wasn't a dirt path anymore. It was just sand from the beach. It completely covered the path. Maybe there was a storm here. I don't know. But right here, I got to the border between two districts or provinces. I'm leaving the district of Porto behind and entering Braga. There's another one before getting to Galicia, but this one is it's short. I mean, it's not a long trip anyways. Didn't see any sign here. I actually realized that I crossed the border when I was getting ready for today's video. And continue on. Still a little bit away from the beach, but it was overcast. The sun will come out every now and then. So I don't think I was missing too much. Got to the town of Apulia around noon. You got a bunch of, there's an albergue and a couple of hotels and apartments, restaurants, cafes, bars, but they were all closed. I don't know if it was just too early. I mean, it was noon. I would think for lunch. Very nice village. This beach is famous from the iodine on the sand here. I guess people come here just to bathe in the water and, you know. And here was the highlight of the day, I may say. Right here in this sand dune, there's a bunch of windmills. Check them out. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windmills. Got some shots here, 360 in front of this one. Some drone shots from this corner. I wanted to get in, but they have like a no trespassing sign. I just wanted to sit down and enjoy the view sitting next to a windmill. And just as I was thinking about that, the owner showed up and I was glad that I didn't go in. So you see here, I was going back and forward. That was me filming. Got some drone shots of me. No, actually the 360 camera of me walking. Large group of students here were walking here. So I went out looking for a place to have lunch. See here, I think I was heading in this direction because in the Google Maps, it showed us a restaurant in this corner, but it was closed. So I was walking here by this main road until I got to this corner over here. There was a restaurant, high-end restaurant. The guy told me that if I go around here to this side, I could have lunch here on this terrace. Slow service, man. It took about an hour to get my food, and there was only like 3 people in there, but that is something that is typical of the area. So I just sat back and enjoyed the show. I saw a cat just playing around, and I saw this guy with a sail and the engine on his back. So at least I was entertained. Then headed back out, walking out of this village. I think I saw a sign not too far from here. Yeah, Apulia. It said buen viaje, good journey, different languages. And trailed this road, getting some shots with Insta360. And check this out. I got to this fork on the road. I remember it. I got here and I just kept walking. I looked in that direction. There are no signs here telling you to make a right turn. So I just kept walking naturally. This is where I got those shots of the flowers. It was 2:25, and just check out the tracks. I was heading in this direction and I decided to check my phone at this fork, and I realized, man, I'm away from the path. If I would have kept going, check this out. There was no way to cross over. I would have had to backtrack. So immediately went in this direction to Fao. Is it Fao? Fao is the town where all these caminos merge. You have the litoral, the coastal one, and you have this alternative or route that you can jump from the Camino, the central one. If you want to head over to the coastal one, this would be a meeting point where all the caminos merge. You get to cross over the Ponte Metálica de Fao, or the metal bridge. Pretty long, and the path was very narrow, and for some reason I decided to fly my drone from there. So as I'm flying and I'm getting my shots, I see this lady coming my way on one of these electric wheelchairs, and she pretty much covered the entire width of the path. So, you know, I had to do some magic there, and I have a backpack just to cross over. Continue on, got a call from my wife. We were doing our taxes, so I kept walking and then I had to backtrack again. So yeah, doing the Camino, doing my taxes, very stressful situation. Kept going, made it to Esposende. This is a big town where you can stay. Here's the river that we just crossed over. Pretty cool looking, I may say. Got to fly my drone and walk on the pathway here over the water. There were people here with jet skis. This pool was just full of people here swimming. The Maritime Museum, this is like a playground. These cafes were open and they were full of people, so I didn't want to stop there. Plus I just had lunch anyways. Continue on this pathway right here. This is like a pathway for pedestrians and cyclists. We're full of tourists, and it was a little bit windy. I remember, you know, feeling the cold at this point. Continue on. I don't know why this route takes you in this direction when there is a magnificent lighthouse, a fort, and the Esposende sign. Check out that shot that I got with the Insta360. It was 4 p.m. Cool thing about this lighthouse, which they have here in 3D, is that it's a metal lighthouse. So got a shot of that, and it's all like the lighthouse and the fort are together. And then I got some ice cream here. I just saw the old lady and her stand. I felt sorry for her and I had to buy something, so I got some ice cream. By then I was almost at my final destination for the day, Marinhas. Walk here with more people, joggers. This is where I got the sign that said like Litoral del Norte. and went in this direction instead of following this route, because here is a road and here I was still on the wooden pathways. And then finally got here. There's a sign here pointing to the Albergue, a cafe that was closed, and then went up. This was like a little incline. I mean, the whole day, if you see like the profile, you're going up and down about 5 to 10 meters over 25 kilometers. So it's flat, man. Compared to Galicia, it's flat. There's a restaurant here, which is a little bit far away from the Albergue, but there are two other options up ahead. Capela de São Sebastião here. And right next to it is the Red Cross. This is where you're supposed to go to check in for the Albergue. Don't head over there, because then you're gonna have to come back. They give you like a wristband when you pay. When I was in there, I saw like people there. It's kind of like a hospital or a clinic. You walk about 200 meters, I may say, to the Albergue. Pretty cool looking Albergue. You get a key for every so many pilgrims, so not everybody gets one. But by the time I got here, there were only 2 other pilgrims, and later on, in total, I think we were about 10. Just because of that, it forces you to socialize with other pilgrims, because when you had to go out to eat, you had to go out in a group, because only one of them has a key. Met 2 German pilgrims here, which I will introduce in the coming days when you start seeing them in the vlog. But we went to eat here. First we went to the bar. They didn't have any food. We crossed the street, and this was like a churrasqueria. So we had some meat and then headed back. Cool day, man. That was day 3 on the Camino Portuguese. Cloudy day, got to see a bunch of windmills. Very nice. Tomorrow I'm gonna deviate from the litoral. I'm gonna follow the actual coastal one. Why? Because there's no support. You're walking on the beach and there are no villages on this section. And also it's gonna be a rainy day in the morning, so I decided to just stick to the coastal one for a change. But we'll get there tomorrow.